How do you balance off your intuition about what products you should do and what the data, meaning like market research and things like that, right? There's a business selling research. There's all these research firms. You know how they get the research? They call people like me. That's all they do. I get calls all the time. They say, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And then they package it up, and then they sell it. And so then they try to sell it back to you. Right? You know, it's like, it's not just me. I mean, not just me. I mean, you know, they call all the industry people, and they ask them what they think, and then they package it up, and it's like, you know, so I don't pay much attention to that stuff. No, but it's a good question. There are times when market research is really valuable and it tells you things, and then there are times when you just have to totally ignore it and do what you think is right. And I'll give you some examples of both if you want. In the Palm Pilot example, after the failure of the Newton and the Zoomer, which was our first PDA, after those products failed, Little Palm was the only one out and actually did some market research. We called up the people who bought Newtons and bought Zoomers. And we said, why did you buy it? What were you hoping it was going to do? Now that you don't like it, what did you think it was going to do? I'm serious. We just asked them this question. And they said, oh, I hated the thing, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, what? Okay, but you did shell out some money for it. So did you have any expectations about what it was going to do for you? And we actually got some really interesting information. This is a case where market research really worked. They said, you know what, I was just hoping to organize my life. I got this paper calendar, and I got my address book, and I work with my assistant, and my assistant's always printing these things out, and we're coordinated, it's on paper, and I just can't stand it. I got little yellow stickies all over the place. I was hoping to replace my paper day calendar and have something automated, you know. And we heard that over and over again. No one said, well, I was hoping to have some intelligent agents to, to control my life. No one said that. It was like, I had a paper calendar, you know. And so we listened to this. This is, that's what they wanted. So we said, our competition's not a computer right now. Our competition is paper. So we started looking at paper products. We went and bought all the paper products, and we saw how they worked and what was the quickest way to look at a calendar and so on. So there's where market research is really important. And I don't think Apple did that. I don't think anybody else did that. So that was a good example. Another case where it really didn't make any work at all is, take, for example, in graffiti, which is the text entry thing I designed for at Palm. And I said we need to have text entry. You can't have a computer without text entry. So, and I said, that's a given. We have to solve this problem. There must be a solution. And people were trying to do regular handwriting recognition, and it didn't work, and I didn't think it was ever going to work. And so I said, that's not the solution. So then I made this sort of intuitive leap. I said, look, people don't mind learning how to use a keyboard. It's really hard to use a keyboard. Think about it, 101 keys for 26 letters. I mean, and you have to sit there for months learning how to type and so on. People do this. It's crazy. So why can't I give them something they have to learn, and it only takes 15 minutes? Why wouldn't they learn that? And everyone said, oh, you're nuts. No one's going to learn how to do this. It's crazy. And we did research. We talked. We had interviews. We did focus groups. Everyone said, this is the stupidest idea we ever heard. I said, we're going to do it anyway. Because my intuition said it didn't matter what people thought. It's what they do. I'm saying they do this. They learn things. They like to learn things. And as long as it works, they're happy with it. And forget that there's this sort of perceived paradigm that computers are supposed to adopt to the user, not the other way around. That's a bunch of baloney. People love tools. They love to learn how to use tools. As long as the tools are consistent and not too difficult to learn, they love it. So you got to know. I don't know the answer how to know when to pick market research and when to pick your intuition, but you got to do a bit of both. It's not one or the other.